Dear friends, welcome. Have you ever noticed there is a kind of loneliness that many people never talk about? It can happen even in a full house, even after a successful life, or even when surrounded by family. And as people grow older, this feeling sometimes becomes stronger. The days become quieter, children grow busy, friends move away, some loved ones are no longer here. And slowly, a question begins to appear deep inside. Why do I still feel so alone? Let's explore in this video a very gentle teaching from Ramana Maharshi, not as a philosophy but as emotional support for the heart. Because what he thought about loneliness may completely change how we understand ourselves. And perhaps by the end of this video, you may discover something comforting. Being alone is not the same as being empty. Ramana Maharshi was one of India's most respected spiritual teachers. But unlike many teachers, he did not speak loudly, giving grand speeches. In fact, much of his teaching came through silence. People from around the world visited him because when they sat near him, they felt something rare, a deep calmness, not emotional simulation, but peace. And his teachings were very simple. He believed that most human suffering comes from one misunderstanding. We believe we are only the mind and its thoughts. Because of this, feelings like loneliness, fear, regret, and anxiety becomes extremely heavy. But Ramana Maharshi gently pointed people towards something deeper within themselves, something stable, quiet, and peaceful. As people grow older, life naturally changes. The world becomes slower. There may be retirement, physical limitations, or with the loss of loved ones, fewer social interactions, and changes in identity and routine. And many seniors quietly experience emotional loneliness, not because they are weak, but because human beings naturally seek connection. The difficult part is that modern society often keeps people busy externally but emotionally disconnected internally. Many older adults spend long hours alone with thoughts, and when the mind is alone without peace, it begins replaying memories, regrets, worries, and fears about the future. This creates emotional heaviness, but Ramana Maharshi taught something very important. Loneliness grows stronger when we feel separated from ourselves. That idea may sound unusual at first, but let's explore it more gently. Ramana Maharshi often pointed towards silence and inner stillness, not because he wanted people to isolate themselves, but because he understood something profound. There is a difference between being physically alone and feeling emotionally disconnected from your own inner presence. Some people sit alone peacefully for hours, others feel lonely even in crowds. And the reason can be because loneliness is not only about people around us, it is also about our relationship with our own mind. When the mind says constantly, my best years are gone, nobody understands me, or I'm losing meaning, the heart begins carrying emotional pain continuously. Raman Maharshi's teaching helps us notice thoughts are experiences appearing inside awareness. They are not the whole truth about who we are. This changes everything slowly because if thoughts are observed, then something deeper than thought already exists within us. And that deeper presence is never lonely. Imagine an elderly woman sitting near a window every evening. Years ago, the house was noisy, children were running, playing, with lots of laughter, cooking sounds. Now the house is quiet. At first, the silence feels painful. The mind keeps returning to memories. One evening, instead of fighting the silence, she simply sits quietly and watches her thoughts. Memories come, emotions come, and sadness comes, but she notices something new. There is also an awareness silently watching everything. The sadness changes, the thoughts change, and the memories change, but the awareness remains calm and present. For the first time in many years, the silence no longer feels empty, it feels peaceful. This is very close to what Raman Maharshi tried to teach. Raman Maharshi's central teaching was self inquiry. He encouraged people to gently ask, "Who am I?" but not as an intellectual question, but as a way of turning attention inward. When loneliness appears, most people immediately become trapped in the story. Why did life become like this? Or why did people leave? But Raman Maharshi pointed deeper. He asked, to whom does this loneliness appear? This question creates space. Instead of drowning inside emotion, we begin observing it, and something surprising happens. The emotion may still exist, but we no longer become completely consumed by it. Awareness creates healing space. This is why many people felt peace around Ramana Maharshi. He reminded them of the quiet presence already inside them. This teaching is especially important today because many seniors live in emotionally noisy but spiritually disconnected environments. Televisions fill silence, distractions fill silence, but inner peace is different from distraction. Ramana Maharshi's teaching encourages gentle awareness, emotional acceptance, and the inner companionship. And this can deeply help with loneliness, grief, and the fear of aging, not by denying emotions, but by holding them inside awareness instead of fear. Tonight, try something very simple. Sit quietly for a few minutes. No pressure, no complicated meditation. Just breathe naturally, and when thoughts appear, gently ask, who is aware of these thoughts? Don't search for an answer. Simply notice the quiet awareness already present. That stillness itself can become comfort. Loneliness becomes painful when we feel disconnected from our own inner presence. Raman Maharshi gently reminded people beneath thoughts, fears, and changing life situations, there is a peaceful awareness that remains untouched. And perhaps true healing begins the moment we stop running from silence and begin listening to it gently. If this video brought even a little calm to your heart, please like the video and subscribe. Join me for the next episode in this series on emotional healing through the teachings of Raman Maharshi. You may be physically alone sometimes, but you are never without awareness, presence, and the possibility of peace. If this teaching resonated with you, like the video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more insights from Ramana Maharshi teachings as narrated by me, Krisha. Thank you for watching.